Alrighty, so we're recording, and tonight we're going to be, well, we've just been blessed with having an online conference. Yeah, it's not the same as what it was, right? Not the same as meeting. For those of you who have actually been to conference, I know actually the only person here who's been to conference is Kieran and myself, and it's an amazing, incredible opportunity to really connect, to learn, to have fun. It's a really inspiring place to be. So it was a shame that we missed it this year, that we couldn't actually go to Australia and meet up with everyone and do it that way. But the online conference, there was lots of gold, lots of amazing gold. And I think what I really like to do tonight is to be sharing with some of the team here their conference takeaways. So what was it that we really loved about conference? What was a takeaway that was big for us? So I'm going to start, if you guys don't mind, because I want to talk about how incredible, for me, it was the promotions. It was the promotions. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Mum.
Sorry. Yeah, for me, it was a promotion. So when we think about, for any of you that are trying to get any promotions at the moment, it's been really tough. It's been really hard. And I know particularly for promotional levels that are SC and above, even getting to SC has been really tricky, to be honest. But SC and above, it's been really, really difficult. And I know for myself, and I can speak for Maxine, because I know that we've had a conversation around this, it's almost feeling like, are we ever going to get there? Whereas now the bar has been taken down and it's so much closer. And for every single one of us, it's so much closer. I mean, to get to Partner Plus, 1,500 points, that's 3 premium orders. That's all. 3 premiums is all we need. To get to Senior Partner, it's now only 4,500 points, which means it's even less. So 1 premium order less than what it was. And, for SC, the volume has come down. So it's now 17,000 volume, which is so much easier for you ladies who are, wanting SC. And then, of course, getting into those higher promotional levels, it's a lot easier because we're not needing to bring on QSSCs. We now just need SCs, which is what it used to be before the change in the compensation plan. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also excited that they are keeping the qualification level at 21,000 and they're keeping the POB qualification level at 6,750. So it makes it so much easier for us to get more attainable and just an organic way to go from one promotion to the other. So that was my exciting takeaway for conference. Something else that I wanted to touch on, and that is, I know that Maxine and Kieran, we talked a little bit about, Rookie of the Year and Partner of the Year. I've had a conversation with Jess about that, and apparently they are still going to do it, but they want to make it more special for everybody. So they're going to do it later on in the year. So Rookie of the Year, Partner of the Year will be a little bit later, and they want to do something extra special. They didn't want it to just be part of the online event, which is really nice. I mean, really nice, but they want to make recognition a huge part going forward of the business and of the company. That's something that they're going to do regularly. So hold that space. You guys may still be up in lights, or one of you, well, all of you, and then one of you maybe more than the other.
I will be in good company, but that's a real motivator to keep on trucking. They're still doing that. Okay.
Because so will they take into account our progress up until the time they decide?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But what I will say, that for Rookie, what they're looking for for Rookie of the Year is they look for people who are showing up for their business, for themselves, for their team, for the company, for the wider team, people who are showing up and doing the work. So you might not necessarily be getting the results, but you're doing the work. Like you know, you're on the trainings, you're leading, you're stepping into leadership roles. You know, you're doing more, and they can see you. So that's what'll get with. Whereas partner is different. Partner is really more about your business and how much volume you have and how much it's grown. So it's really about the nuts and bolts of your business. So you guys have got a really good opportunity to win it, because you guys do show up. So just be mindful around that, and make sure that you do keep showing up, that you do keep putting your face there and volunteering for things. And yeah,
we got this, Max. Let's go, Baron.
Got
Champagne on ice. Just saying.
If it turns out to be you, Karen, I'm going to ugly cry.
It's okay. Oprah does ugly cry. We're fine. And if you get it, the same thing on this end. Like, oh my God, you got it, girl.
With 2 glasses of champagne, 1 in each hand.
Beautiful.
yeah, that's right. So who would like to share their takeaways? Who wants to go next?
Time to get cricket.
Go on, Karen. You're speaking.
Oh hell, I'll go then. Right,
go it.
I got multiple ones. I think my favourite speaker, just because of her energy and everything, was Michelle Poller, the author of Hello Fears. Probably also because maybe at the time she was resonating with me, because throughout this past year, my own fears have been way massive, but I'm actually implementing what she said. I'd started beforehand, but it just sort of reiterated to me that we got to want something more than we fear it, and we have to just push through it. Another one for me was the 5-second rule, which I found really implementing. But anyway, and do it afraid. I just love that saying. Do it afraid, and just be you and get into what you want to do, because she's right. When you stay in your comfort zone, you're just staying there. There's no point. Life is meant to be lived. Our business is meant to be move forward and gain momentum in whatever way, shape or form that is. And there's actually something really cool when you sort of pause for a moment, look back and go, damn, I just rocked through one of my fears. Woohoo! Okay, I can do this. Let's keep trucking. And you build up more momentum. So that was really cool. Hold on. I also like the couple in America, the 2 PMDs, Jennifer and Sean Myers. I love for them, just probably because I'm also working on that myself, is to begin with the end in mind, to be able to design your life, basically, what you want, dream big. And it's almost like working backwards. I want this, and this is how I need to. It works for me, just because I'm more methodical in that aspect. But there takes more. I'm not going to hold the line. I'm like, just design your life, people. Design your business, design your life. We got the blueprint. Let's rock and roll. And we don't have saber-toothed tigers or woolly mammoths chasing us. So we just got to roll with it. No more fears.
True story.
I'm going to do that. Hey, princess.
True story.
That's me.
I actually really loved what she said about aim for rejection. That was a real biggie too. Yes. I love that, because we always aim for the wins, right? Aim for, the best. Well, why don't you aim for rejection? Because when you do that, you're actually, it becomes easier every time you reach out and invite people. When you do get rejected, it doesn't feel so bad, because when you do have a win, it feels really amazing. So
love that one. And that's worked with me this week too. It's like, fuck it, whatever. I'm going to aim for my no. Let's go. Woohoo. Right. No. Okay, cool. Later. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. Hey, talking about the 5-second rule, have you got that book, Mel Robbins' book?
Yes. Great. Love it.
Yeah. Just want to put that out there for anyone with 5-second rule. It's a really good book. Definitely
that one.
On Audible. 45-second presentation. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's another good one.
Oh,
I know
Some good
that.
tips. I haven't read it all yet. I've just got it. So,
Right.
but yeah, really
Well-
good at keeping things quite short, you know.
yeah.
The 5-second rule is really all about not staying in the moment, like giving yourself 5 seconds when something happens to feel like crap, and then you're out of it. Flick yourself out of it, so you're not dwelling on the negative.
And you move. It's
Right.
like a countdown, basically. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the action. It was the catalyst for me to call the bank, because I was really scared about buying a house. That's for the last 3 years why I haven't done it, because I was scared of rejection and the bank saying no, single female, blah, blah, blah. And I'd read the book and I'm like, all right, I can do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I picked up the phone and had the conversation.
And now
I
you've
have a
got
house
a
now.
house. Yeah.
That's that
Boom.
story. Yes.
Rock star.
Can you
Brilliant.
post
Yeah.
the book in the chat, Janet?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
post in the
Yeah,
chat?
sure.
Not the chat, maybe in like our Soul Tribe
All
group.
right. Yeah, I will. Yeah, no
I'd be
problem.
interested in that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Thanks for sharing, Kieran. Who wants to share next, ladies? Maxine, since your camera.
I've got a few little tidbits, but I've only got short. I do want to go, Sarah. I've only got a few, so I
No,
won't
you
take.
go. You go.
Well, I think that's the same woman that you were talking about, maybe, Kieran. I can't remember who it was, but
Michelle.
the thing that really resonated for me is she talked about when you believe in yourself, others will believe in you, and I just think that's so true, you know. And I feel like the more I've become stronger and been more able to say, you know, have my own voice and not care about what others think and really believe in myself and not need permission and approval and all of that, the me and engaging with me, and yeah, I mean, I hardly get any negativity, very little. So I really love that, and I think that is the key, actually. Just believe in yourself, and that's what other people are looking for. They're looking for certainty and for someone who's a bit stronger than maybe where they are at right now. You know, you have to be that person. And didn't you love that bit where someone said, and you know how we always say, what's the worst that can happen?
The
Yeah,
best,
did you love that too?
Yeah, that
Don't
was
we
great.
say what
That was
why
great.
don't we say what's the best that can happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Switch
right.
around every time, replace what's the worst that can happen with what's the best that can happen. I really, really love that.
I'm glad you brought that up, Max, because I had that. I remember that at the time I wrote it down and I couldn't find what I wrote down, but I knew it was something. That was great.
That's a game changer. That one sentence is a complete game changer.
Things down and it's just a mess, but I love it.
And you can find so many things that is the best in that situation. Do you know what I mean? So many things, not just about, I could get a new team member, I could get a new customer, but I could grow from this. I could learn from this. I could get better at talking to people. I can get better at inviting people. You know, there's so many bests in that, which is so cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of rewiring us towards, you know, moving towards what we really aspire to and towards our abundance, rather than constantly staying in that state of defending ourselves from something bad happening, you know, which is the worst that can happen. And the other thing I really loved about what whoever said was that one. It's quite a common saying, but I really love it. But she was saying, you know, the thing is we compare ourselves to others and we think, oh, I could never be that good, or, you know, we look like it's someone like Ange Simpson who's just amazing Instagram and perfect everything, blah, blah. And so she was talking about, look for the contrast. What have you got that Ange Simpson doesn't have. You know, there's something, I'm using Ange. I absolutely love Ange to bits. So
We all do.
I'm just
We
using
hear you.
someone who's kind of quite amazing, you know, to talk about, because it's very easy to look at someone like that and go, no way, I'm nothing compared to that. But actually looking at what have you got that they don't have. The most amazing person out there that you can think of, you'll have something that they don't have, that they lack. So she's talking about really look at that. Look at what you've got that contrasts with everybody else around you that you might be tempted to compare yourself to, you know. And I really love that, because it's true. Everyone right here in this meeting we're all really wildly different from each other in a lot of ways, aren't we?
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's capitalizing on that.
But it's what makes us special.
Yeah, and it's what the person who wants us is going to resonate with. We're all going to attract a completely different set of people. Anyway, they were my big favourite takeaways.
Thanks, Max. It was really nice to hear that. That's actually something that I'm going through at the moment on a personal level too. So
Comparison.
yeah, just with my sister. So it's really good to have that confirmed, and I've been really looking at what value I have and how unique I am and what my strengths are, and focusing on that. So and it is working. It does really work. So important for us to remember, because we spend so much time comparing ourselves to someone else because we haven't got what they have, or we haven't got where they've got, especially in this business. Especially when you've got sideline buddies that are who did we lose? Oh, we lost Kat.
I think that's so much like what I'm going through with my sister too, Tanya. So it's funny that it's so similar. Yeah.
So it's really easy when we've got sideline buddies close to us. Like when I think of Kieran and Sarah, for example, you're on a similar path. You know, you're very similar in terms of where you are in the business and everything as well. And it would be easy, like I've got a team like that, sideline buddies like that too. And it would be easy for me to really compare myself to, well, you know, how come I'm not where she's at? And I even had a conversation with Vicky Ladlow the other day, and she said, wow, your business is so much better than mine. We're exactly the same level. Your business is so much better than I. And I said, hang on just a moment. I said, you got to 7 Club. I've only just got to 4 Club. Do you know what I mean? So it's really on everyone's perspective is different. And so even though you're comparing and thinking that person is better, they might be better in one area because they have a strength in that area, but they might not be so good on another area where you're actually really good at, you know, so you have that strength. So focusing on the strength, I think, is so important. Anyway, I went off on a tangent, sorry. Who wants to go next, Tammy or Sarah?
I can go next. I can go next. Well, I took 2 things from it. I really enjoyed Michelle and like the others, but there's a couple of little quotes that I wrote down that I really took from it. Don't let your fear get in the way. Share your fails as well as your successes, because we look and eager to share our successes, but we're not so eager to share our fails, and just to show the other people that we are human and we do fail. So share your fails as well as your successes, and don't compare. And there was another one, turn your fear into your goal. I really like that as well. But my main, who I get so much from whenever I watch her, is our queen herself. And I was just in absolute hysterics watching her the whole time, especially when she pulled out the different hats and the glasses, and how, especially as a mum, and this is why I think I connect with her so much, because she's a mum of young kids, but why not, but they're constantly wanting our, and if you can just give them some of your attention, my JP mode. And quite often I go with Nigel and to pick the girls after school, and I'm sitting there in the car just scrolling, And so I've taken on board what she said. And in that time, then I'm just in there scrolling and just looking around, going and start being the cheerleader, going and, you know, cheer people on, which sometimes I do that in the evening. So if I do 15 minutes of that, like she said, or she's waiting for her kids, I'm going to start doing that. So yeah, the domestic beaver, the mama time, the cheerleader time, it's a matter of breaking our time up, and also turning my phone off at a certain time each night. And as she said, if we get too used to responding to our team at a certain time of night, then they'll expect it from their team when they get to our level. So yeah, I took a lot from that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I've seen her do that a few times actually, that training with the different hats, but I don't get that. I find that a tricky one because I feel like I do it anyway, and I just, yeah. I think
I could be sitting there with the girls and just scrolling, and they're like, Mum, can you just put your phone down for 5 minutes, please? And it's like, it's my business. And it's like, yeah, but we're your daughters. Can you just give us 10 minutes of your time?
I do get that.
Back to that in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do get that because I did have that with my daughter. So I get that mum life with the work life, but not the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. And it's really hard.
But I loved her caps. Yeah, she said have a different cap at each time, and I'm like, this is so true. I just took so much out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I got a when I was in high school, I remember when I had my real bad anxiety and I was going through a lot of that, they said to me, put it in a box and like leave it at home and learn to leave your family life at at the door. Like you have to just drop it off at the gate and leave it there. When you come to school, you just have to learn, just leave it at the gate and just leave it there, and then you're in school. And then you can pick it up again when you're there. And I think that's been a big thing for me, and probably for a lot of us. I know I watched my manager in my previous job. I watched her take all her workload home with her, and actually to the extent where she was like doing her work stuff at home every single night for hours. And it's like I know you're a manager, but there's a point where you need to learn to leave work at home. But also I think that's the important definition for us with our JP is we spend so much time doing it, but there's a point when you have to go, right, I'm putting the lid on that box now and picking up, your family life as well. It's hard, but it's really good when you learn how to do it.
Definitely. Well, thanks for sharing, Sarah. That was great. Awesome. Tammy, it's your turn. Go for it.
Yeah. I have to say that it's a bit ironic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you
can you hear me? No?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
We just can't see you.
Okay, my ear thing just died.
Okay.
You can't see me either.
Can see you
you're
now.
back.
Can see you now.
Can see. Okay, all right. I can see all you guys. Okay, it might be the AirPod thing was playing up. I was just saying that it's a little bit ironic that while we're talking about all the many hats things, I'm sitting here prepping my dinner at the same time as having a meeting with you, because that really, really hit home for me as well. Was for me, it's a big thing because I am slipping this into the stolen moments, and so this job I'm fitting in around everything. So it's really hard to allocate set time to actually have just that hat on, and so I feel like I'm always wearing 2 or 3 hats, and just how important it was to actually isolate time and invest yourself 100% in the moment. So that was what sort of came out for me with that whole hats thing. It was really big, it really hit home for me, and that was just to really be present. Not all the time, you can't do it all the time. And that was something I got from her as well, was that she was like, we try and do that, but sometimes it's unavoidable and you with them all on anyway, but just to be more aware of taking a few off every now and then and having a sit down and focusing on which hat are we actually wearing at the moment, and are we actually in that mode in the moment, paying attention. So that's what I really took from it, was actually, when I'm with my daughter, just be present with her, even if it's for a short time, and then I go and chuck 2 more hats on again, but just take that moment to be present and clear, and take the value. I'm all about quality, not quantity. So if that's how it has to be, that's whatever works, you know. And that's something she said, whatever works for the person, kind of. But just to be aware of it more. That's how I interpreted it back for myself, to work for myself anyway. And just again, what Maxine was saying, really loved that quote about, you know, what's the best that can happen, because we just keep forgetting that. You know, I'm always forgetting what's the best that can happen, and just to keep it unlimited, not put a cap on it. As soon as we start to have an expectation, we are putting a limit on it. So yeah, those were my biggies anyway.
True. Yeah, true. Great. Well, I was going to offer it over to anyone else who was at conference, but it looks like no one else on here was at conference. So any questions or anything you want to know more about from anyone?
Is the conference link still working at the moment? Do we know?
I don't know, Rachel. I'm not sure. Just go on and
haven't-
try it.
I was gonna watch in my work break yesterday, but they were so hectic. One of the other staff members ended up in ED with an injury, and there was no one to give me a break yesterday. So I worked 8 hours just right through, and then I was so tired that I just came home and I slept for pretty much all day. So I didn't get a chance to watch some of it like I was intending on.
I think Celine mentioned that they're going to be putting like an hour or something each week on the partners page.
They're going to break them up, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be good, because that was the other thing I was thinking, when am I going to find 7 spare hours to sit and watch? But I was going to just do it like in between my breaks, but obviously I just haven't been getting them lately.
Also, Rachel, that because there's chat and things in between, you don't need to listen to the awards or whatever. You can skip to just the speakers as well. So what they'll probably do when they edit it down is they're just going to highlight the speakers, so it won't be a full hours, I'd say.
Yeah,
that's right. Awesome. Well, if you've got no more questions or anything, we could wrap it up since it's been half an hour. Sound good? Thank you so much for sharing, everyone. Sorry, did you want to say something, Max?
No, just saying goodbye.
Okay. See you later, everyone. Have a great day.
Love you, ladies.
Cath.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.